Last year, we faced a global pandemic challenge. It was and continues to be a scary, unsettling, and emotional time for all of us. We were presented with a new virus, SARS-CoV-2, that causes the COVID-19 illness. This illness took some of our loved ones too soon and altered our daily lives entirely. The promise of a vaccine gave us hope that we would return to our normal lives. COVID-19 vaccines are now approved. We know that vaccines are effective at reducing the spread of disease and are essential for keeping our communities safe and healthy. In fact, vaccines in general have been the single most effective change to public health. In Canada, immunization has saved more lives than any other health intervention. That alone gave us hope for the effectiveness of the new COVID-19 vaccines. But we understand there are a number of questions about the new COVID-19 vaccines currently available. We also understand that some people may feel hesitant about accepting a COVID-19 vaccine. We're here to answer your questions as you consider your vaccination.
COVID-19 vaccines came to market very quickly. Did Health Canada skip any steps in the vaccine approval process, making them unsafe?
Health Canada did not skip any steps in approving the COVID-19 vaccines. Health Canada was, however, able to expedite the process. It did this by using a fast-tracked process that allowed manufacturers to submit data as it became available. This meant that Health Canada experts could start the review process right away. That made the process faster, but didn't compromise any safety standards. Following independent and thorough scientific reviews for safety, efficacy, and quality, Health Canada has thus far approved 2 vaccines for use in Canada. Most of the current vaccines were extensively tested on a large number of people, and both met all requirements for approval, including safety.
Are the COVID-19 vaccines safe?
We understand that you may have concerns about receiving the COVID-19 vaccine, but it's important to know that Canadian health authorities, like Health Canada, have done their due diligence in making sure that the vaccines that are available are safe and effective. Because vaccines are given to prevent disease in healthy people, Health Canada has very high standards for safety. But that's not all. The Public Health Agency of Canada also actively monitors emerging safety issues and effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccines. They're collaborating and sharing information with partners in Canada and around the world, like the World Health Organization. Lastly, vaccine manufacturers are also required to continuously monitor the use of their vaccines and report any side effects to Health Canada.
Does the vaccine inject me with a live virus?
In a word, no. COVID-19 vaccines do not contain a live virus. Both of the currently approved vaccines are considered mRNA vaccines. They contain specific genetic information on how to make a protein that is found on the surface of the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 disease. Our body cells then make this protein, which is used to trigger an immune response to the virus. Our immune system will later recognize the COVID-19 virus and remember how to fight it. What is left of the RNA is then quickly broken down and expelled from your body. The mRNA does not change your DNA. There are also 2 additional vaccines currently under review, which are viral vector vaccines.
Are there side effects to the vaccines?
Like all medications, vaccines can cause side effects. Most of these are mild and short-term, and not everyone gets them. Even if you do have symptoms after the first dose, you still need to have the second dose. Most common side effects you may experience are pain at the site of the injection, body chills, feeling tired, and feeling feverish. These are common side effects of many vaccines and do not pose a risk to health. These symptoms normally last less than a week. As with all vaccines, there's a chance that there will be some serious side effects, like swelling of the glands, but these are rare. If your symptoms persist or worsen, contact your healthcare provider immediately.
How can I prepare for vaccination when it is available to me?
Try to eat something before your immunization and afterwards. Wear short sleeves or something easy to pull up so that the upper arm can be easily reached. Bring any supplies you need, such as a face mask or something to distract you. Be calm and be positive. Do not tense your arm where the needle is going in. Keep it relaxed. If you feel faint or dizzy, you can squeeze your knees together or ask to lie down. Have acetaminophen available to treat common side effects. Let your healthcare provider know if you're experiencing any side effects that worry you. Keep a record of the vaccine you received and make an appointment for your second dose. We know this is an unsettling time for many of us. Please know that the Canadian Lung Association is here to answer your questions. Please visit our website at www.lung.ca.